Welcome back. Today is all about stretching. And in Kriya Yoga, we have one very specific stretch, and it's designed to be an internal stretch. So it's a little bit different than your normal stretching. So let's get into it. Have you ever been walking on some stairs and you miss the step a little bit and oh my God, the sensation goes through your whole body and your mind, I am falling into an endless pit. And then you catch yourself, you're okay, right? What happened in that little moment of, oh my God, I don't know where the floor is, I could go on forever. What happened in that moment? Well, your body is sensing that you missed something because it's used to this much stretch in your muscles. And then you miss the step and the stretch is elongated. And so instantly, when your muscles overstretch in a movement, when they're used to one set distance and they overstretch inside that movement, they will instantly send a signal to your brain, you're falling. And so when you're meditating very, very deeply and systematically, you're getting out of the sympathetic system, you're diving into relaxation, which is the parasympathetic system, and that parasympathetic feedback is pulsing through your whole body. The whole body is letting go. And that will cause your muscles to elongate. And so you can be in the middle of a meditation and you go, you get all this feedback from the body and the brain goes, you're falling or you're flying or you're something or you're levitating. And your meditation, you're like, what's going on? You open your eyes to make sure you're not floating away. And you think, oh, that was so silly. No, it was profound because that's how deep your muscles are letting go. And you have to do that to enter into these very, very tranquil states so that your mind can get very, very clear and you can commune in deep meditation. That's the pathway of yoga. So we really, really need this letting go. Okay, great. So how can I create some of that success a little bit before I even step into my meditation proper? Stretching. And what have the yogis said all this time? What comes first? Asana. We're going to stretch the body out so that we can create this environment where this letting go in deep meditation happens easily, automatically, and quickly. It's a setup, you see. You want to set up your best meditation by doing just a tiny bit of stretching every single time before you sit. So in Kriya Yoga, it's no secret, we have the Mahamudra. It is our great mudra, our great asana. We want to use this every single time we're going to sit and meditate. If we have time, if we're running really, really short on time, well, then we might skip it. But otherwise, I want to have my staple. I want to have my very good meditation every single time. And so I want to preemptively strike by doing stretching first. And so the Mahamudra is a variation on the forward bend. And when you look at the stretch, you can see, well, it's stretching the hamstrings, it's stretching the calves, it's stretching the lower back, it's stretching the upper back, it's stretching all the way into the neck. And that makes it a great stretch because it's basically stretching the whole body all the way around you. And so we want to try to maximize that stretch as much as we possibly can by creating a little curve inside the body. So you're going to see that. And what is different about this stretch? How do we create that internal stretch? Well, most stretching, they tell you breathe out and then stretch because that's going to maximize the length that you get, the reach that you get. You're going to maximize that outwardly, right? But we're not so concerned about the outside. We would rather concentrate a little bit more on the inside. So we breathe in and then we stretch. And that's going to cause more pressure in your organs, in your lungs, that pressure is going to translate to the heart. It's going to massage the heart. It's going to massage the dorsal vagal. So all of that compaction is a little massage. And it's an internal stretch, so please be gentle with yourself. I've seen some people get really aggressive with Mahamudra. I'm like, no, no. This is gentle. Gentle, all the time, gentle. Kriya Yoga, all the time, gentle. Gentle. Be gentle with yourself, and the subconscious, the higher self, will respond better because there's a love, there's a connection taking place, right? So I'm going to show you the Mahamudra that Ashok Ji taught me. There are many variations out there. Different lineages will do different things. A lot of them want to place the heel in the perineum. That means the heel deep under the butt, okay? I have a problem with that because I've watched yogis do that and skip all the real stretching. So they're concentrating on this one little thing, which is a possibility. You can do it that way. And yet they're skipping the outward stretch and the inner stretch. So they're all about the pressure and they're not about the actual stretch. So I encourage you to try it this way that Ashok Ji taught me, because you are making sure you get first things first. And we're not concerned with bandhas. We're going to breathe in, hold the breath. That's creating a subtle bandha. We don't need big, fat, gross bandhas. We need subtle bandhas. Breathing in, holding the breath. That will create a subtle bandha. And that's enough to get this work done. So you can try other lineages. You can do strong bandhas. That's fine if that's your thing. But I really don't encourage you to do that, especially in the beginning. Much more so, I would recommend this stretch from Ashok Ji. The important things are coming up first. So, right leg in the crotch, left leg out. I'm going to breathe in, and I'm going to hold the breath and stretch forward towards my toes. If I can grab the big toe, that's wonderful. Now I'm stretching the primary nerve, the sciatic nerve in the leg through the big toe. That's why the big toe is very important. If you can grab all the toes, even better. But the big toe is the big one. Now you're really stretching the sciatic nerve, so you get that benefit as well. Now, what if you can't stretch that far? Maybe you can reach this far, and that's where you are at. That is the stretch that you are doing. So I breathe in, hold the breath, and I stretch. And I'm going to curve my chin down and curve my whole body down, creating that curve in the body, which is going to maximize the stretch under the legs, through the hip, up the spine, and through the neck. That's the maximization of that stretch, you see, when you have that curve in the body. Right leg in the crotch, breathe in, stretch forward. Hold as long as comfortable. Sit up. Breathe out. Switch legs. Breathe in. Hold the breath. Stretch forward as long as is comfortable. Sit up, breathe out. Both legs together. Breathe in, hold the breath, stretch forward. Sit up, breathe out. That's one set of the Mahamudra, and I want to do that 3 times. That's it. left leg, right leg, both together. That's one set. We do that 3 times, and that's good enough. 3 sets of Mahamudra is the norm. Now, if you're going to do a longer meditation, maybe you do an hour or 45 minutes and then you stop and you get up and you stretch some more. This will be very helpful during a longer meditation. You can stretch over and over again. And to really understand what this is doing for you, stretch, then meditate. And then the next day, only meditate. And then the next day, stretch, then meditate. Then the next day, only meditate. And do that split testing for yourself to really feel what that little bit of stretching is doing for you. Now, maybe you can't stretch that far. Maybe coming down on the floor is a little bit difficult at this time. Maybe you can only sit in your chair, put out one leg, stretch to that leg. Put out the other leg, stretch to that leg. Put out both legs, stretch to those legs while you're sitting in your chair. Fantastic. Maybe you do the whole set on your bed. That will make it much easier. The floor will make you just a little bit straighter and make it a little bit more difficult. So if you want to decrease the difficulty for yourself right now, go ahead and do it on your bed, and you'll notice it's much easier that way. You get a little bit farther, and by all means, always, always, always be gentle with yourself. Notice those benefits. Notice what it's doing for you. Notice that elongation of the muscles. Notice that stretching of the internal organs. It's really, really powerful, especially in getting us towards the tranquil breath. And that's the real secret of the Mahamudra, that it is pushing you towards the tranquil breath wonderfully. So we're setting up the HRV resonance, and in the Mahamudra we're doing a little gentle breath hold, and that's really, those two things work together to help create in us the possibility of the tranquil breath in our deep meditations. So really powerful, really wonderful. I hope you loved this. If you did, be sure to hit that bell down below so I can see all of you next time.